Previously in X-Men. Deep, we read this one last week. Deep within the Savage Land, Magneto allies himself with Rogue, who seems to be without her powers, Lord Kazar, and Colonel Nick Fury, all to stop the machinations of Zaladane. We're not going to read the second part of this because we did that last week. I am Jason Lapidus.
I'm Chris Sanigan.
And we are a group of 7 comics. Welcome to episode 221 of our ongoing read-through of the X-Men comics that became classic, as we continue reading Uncanny X-Men 275 by Chris Claremont, Jim Lee, and Scott Williams, cover date of April 1991. I was 16. Chris, how are you?
I'm good, thanks, Jason. Excited to dive into part 2 of this epic.
Right, it's a double-sized issue, and last week we were talking about the first 3 episodes of X-Men 97, Season 2. So those two factors combining made it so that it was strategically not really viable that we would get through 3 episodes and talking about a double-sized issue. So we had a good pause after about 90 minutes of inspired conversation and performance.
Sure.
And this week we can get back to talking about the second half of this issue. We're reading through it and also discussing episode 4 of X-Men 97 Season 2, which debuted Wednesday, the morning after our show.
That's right.
Just saying hello to the chat here. I see Michael. How you doing, man? Hope you're well. And Allie, how are you? Also, you awesome nerd. Does anyone play Rivals? Chris, do you play Rivals?
I do not. My son has on occasion, but he definitely enjoys the different skins that keep coming, being put in the game. But I've actually never played.
I have never played either, and I'm disturbed by the idea that there are skins.
Oh, wow.
I have not adapted to 21st century video game lingo, but I'm just kidding. I'm just pretending it bothers me. It doesn't bother me. No, it seems like a really fun game, and I'm only kind of seeing it from the action figure side.
Sure.
As they're starting to make figures of some of the Rivals characters, and also dip back into the Capcom stuff.
It's an interesting. I will say it's an interesting for having like a 15-year-old who doesn't read a lot of like traditional superhero comics, if at all. Knows his Spider-Man and that kind of thing, having grown up with it kind of constantly around him, but is discovering like through Rivals like new characters and like and then like their power sets, how they have they have like their alts and their specials and all those kinds of things, and they can always. But like he came down the other day talking about Iron Fist and a few other characters that like I don't think I'd ever heard him mention before, right?
Right.
So it is an interesting gateway as a property into the characters.
Yes, definitely. And you and I have talked about this before, both in person and on the show, that there probably isn't a fan of Marvel Comics that actually started at day one and has read everything in chronological order of its release date. People have all come to this in a myriad of ways through different media, whether it's movies or animation, video games, action figures. I've talked before about my window into Marvel as a larger thing than Spider-Man is probably Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, just giving us other characters in the show.
Right.
And you are little bits and pieces here and there, or seeing, Amigo doll of Captain America or the Hulk and the Hulk TV show. And so we all get introduced to things out of order at, I wouldn't call it random, but they seem to be like original ways of kind of getting into
absolutely
the gravitational pull of the universe. And that part of that is what makes it fun. And then when you have those touchstones where it's, when there's something that a whole group of people kind of not just see for the first time, but fall in love with or get excited by at the same time. That's a really, really neat moment that people remember, like the 92 animated series, or possibly this cover from X-Men 275. So there's all sorts of really neat stuff for sure. Yeah. It's neat. Ali says the voices of Rogue and Gambit from the X-Men '97 show are the voice actors in the game, so it's not off topic.
Oh, that's
Ali,
cool.
anything you want to talk about, truthfully, it's not off topic. We can find a way to tie it back to X-Men, so feel free to use the chat as liberally as your common sense sees fit. We're supportive. It's all good. Chris, do you want to dive into talking about episode 4 before we go too far?
Sure, I guess.
Okay, fine. Twist your arm. But before we do that, hey, head to group7comics.ca where you can pick up our 2 graphic novels in trade paperback form or in digital. Group of 7, A Most Secret Tale, tells the story of 7 famous Canadian historical figures who really served in the First World War on a secret yet fictional mission to save the world.
The world.
Peregrines. You're a little slow on that one. All right.
I was.
And Peregrines, Flights, Fiends, and Fisticuffs has 4 individual adventures about 4 secret agents who double as frontline nurses on the front lines of First World War. And these series of adventures pit them defending our dominion against the unknown and the unbelievable. The world, yes.
Also the world.
So you can head there to our website and get updates on upcoming publications as well as appearances such as... Oh, I'll skip over this one because my segue was so bad. Such as the Prairie Comics Festival. We're headed to Winnipeg, Manitoba for the first time in September, as well as the Guelph Comics Jam, which has now been announced at the end of September in Guelph, Ontario, hometown of the Sanigans.
Yep.
And then, of course, in November, we're headed over the pond to Thought Bubble in Harrogate, Yorkshire, England. I cannot wait. So, I see a question in the chat. Spoilers, yes. For episode 4, yeah, we are not expecting that everyone who tunes in has watched it, but, it would be common that people who are going to be visiting our channel live are going to have seen, or at least be close to up to date with X-Men '97. Now, that being said, Chris, before I move to the next slide, I've said before that I kind of don't believe in spoilers, and that's maybe a hot take, but what I'm really getting at is I don't think within the confines of the show of X-Men '97 that there are any, it's all pulling from stuff that we've all heard before. So if Phoenix, who doesn't, by the way, but if Phoenix dies, Jean Grey dies all the time. That's something that happens. We kind of know the trajectory that things are going. There were some maybe moments that were more shocking than others, but in general, it's all kind of in the same ballpark. And I do really want to watch the show fresh. I wouldn't want to have someone tell me what happens without having watched it. But at the same time, I get it that it's a basket of fruit that only has fruits in it that we already know are there. It's not, so we don't necessarily know what order the fruits are getting pulled out, but we kind of know what's in the basket. So, spoilers. So, firstly, Jeffrey in the chat, Magneto dead. Yes. Question mark. Talking about this, I pulled up a few images from it that I could find easily that also stuck with me just to help us through a conversation. First reaction, did you enjoy or not enjoy?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely enjoyed the episode as an episode. Had things that you and I really appreciate, I think, in terms of there was agency to characters, there were stakes, there was, sacrifice, there was emotion, there was great episode.
Agreed. I remember one of the things that stuck in my craw about the whole series overall. And again, my feedback is overwhelmingly positive about the show. And once I say that, I don't mind poking at a couple things that irk me or stand out as something I'd like to see changed or whatever. It's been the pacing, right? I like things a little slower.
Mm-hmm.
I would like. I joked last week that it really is a 22 episode season, just edited down into 10 episodes, so it goes at a really quick clip. And episode 4 took a breath or two. There were
Yeah.
scenes where characters could talk about what just happened or what is about to happen, and they were like waiting. They were sitting by the campfire in the night and just taking a beat and having conversations. And that's something that I need more of, in especially as characters are doing unbelievable things like travel through time
Yeah.
and see, train their son in the future or whatever it is. I want characters to have a minute to let these moments impact them as on their journeys.
Yeah. Yeah.
And episode 4 gave that for us, or gave that to us, with Rogue, with Apocalypse, even um, with Magneto, with Professor X. There were moments to breathe and
Mm-hmm.
feel the emotional beats of the show and like let it sit. Especially as, like you said, spoilers. When Magneto makes his choice, the ultimate sacrifice that he makes, it's really, really powerful.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. It it made me think a lot of the that 200 issue running at the issue 200 where now Magneto is in charge of the school, right? Or
Mm-hmm.
ascends to that, has that full character 180, and decides to try and live on his friend's dream, right? To keep it
Right.
alive. And so it had that for me. It also had like excellent like action, like excellent visual, like seeing Apocalypse and Magneto throw down. Like this is great. This is,
Yes.
and I don't know if that happens in Age of Apocalypse, but like to see
But it
the
doesn't matter.
right, but to see these two villainous heavyweights go at it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean their power levels are
Yeah,
famous.
yeah,
So to see, yeah, like a no holds barred, totally petty little thing that I really enjoyed was every weapon that like Apocalypse used
yeah.
or transformed his body into was something that's been included with action figures.
That's really
Like
fun.
the exact model of that hand cannon
Yeah,
is an
yeah,
attachment that you can put on the
of
figure.
course.
So it and the shield, the shape of that shield is one that's included.
Yeah.
And it just and the drill.
The drill.
So it tickled me that he's like, oh, he's using. It's making it really friendly for like toy photographers
Yeah.
and collectors by keeping it within um, the confines of their imagination, which is
Right.
limited by the 3 or 4 options
Yeah.
for his hands. That was a really funny thing,
It
and
was it was really powerful how he, I mean, it was like um, how protective he was of Charles. Like
yeah,
how get away from him. You know what I mean? Like he was very protective, and then the emotion resonated between the two of them multiple points, and it was a very powerful
it was
last
great.
10 minutes or 7 minutes or whatever the heck that was, and you think, and then it ups it, right? They did that great thing, which whether it's a book or an episode or a movie does, which is you think is that man's ultimate saves the city. That's what's going to sap him of his energy. That's what's going to kill him, right? He's going to sacrifice himself, and he survives that just to then be like, torn down even further, right? And you're like,
Yeah,
oh, that's what this does. It brings it up even further, right? So,
I
yeah,
liked so much about it. So characters each kind of take a chance at fighting this guy once Apocalypse does power up. Everyone, you even hear like Nightcrawler get maybe a broken arm or something.
oh yeah,
You hear a crack. So there's all these beats, and they're like, okay, what are we gonna do? And they get sent back to the future, isolating Xavier, who's trying to go,
yeah,
but isolating down to those 2 characters because they are I guess the core theme of the show, or like the
sure,
characters that represent the core theme of the show. So it kind of comes down to their different versions of what mutant life should be in opposition now to this now third point of view on the survival of the fittest and all that stuff. So it was really neat just to get it down to these three characters for a battle. One of the little things that bugged me that I wanted more of, I would have liked it, I think, more if so. Apocalypse. I mean, I know you guys in the chat know this, but someone maybe who watch it just to kind of get us back on that track. Before he's Apocalypse, what's his name?
Oh, I've already.
Insabanur, is it that?
Could be.
So Nur and the rest of them, they venture into what they think is a temple. Turns out to be known as Ship, who we know from the comic, and we know from the original show in '92. And Ship is of celestial descent.
Yeah.
So that ties it back to the MCU with the Eternals. Yeah. And we actually do see one of the Celestials in this temple, probably maybe buried in the ground, like the Celestial who's buried, but it wasn't that one. It was a different one. So that was kind of cool to get that MCU connection, or to the larger cosmic Marvel universe is neat. So he then finds this chamber that he can go into and grab this crystal, and he's going to then experience, whatever it is, sight beyond sight, some kind of, whatever we want to call this, like a growth of consciousness and a power up. I wanted an in between. I didn't want him to go from
immediately
the warrior to 21st century or 20th century Apocalypse. I wanted
like a look in between.
Yeah, a look in between, and maybe a voice in between, where we keep the voice actor who's speaking with his Northern African accent, which sounded, I don't know how to put it, like at times he sounded Wakandan, like it doesn't really matter, but it was distinctly African with in English. I wanted to let that performer have a step in the transformation where maybe like what he turns into is what he would imagine a god would wear, instead of what Walt Simonson, designing him in 1987 or something, imagines a Darkseid knockoff would wear, or whatever he's going for.
Right.
Like instead of it being immediately a cosmic suit, I thought maybe there could be some kind of hybrid, and and we get to see him as he goes, like as he's getting, because he does say a few things out loud, like maybe he tells the audience that his mental horizon is expanding in all directions. He's seeing multiple vectors of reality or consciousness. And then we see him also try different weapons. Like, this is the first time, Ali, you mentioned last week that his initial mutant power in the comics is that he has complete mastery over every cell. So, or he has the ability to transform every cell in his being. And that clearly was not what he was in the cartoon. In the cartoon, he's just incredibly durable and strong and large.
Sure.
Because it has, invulnerability. So I'm assuming then that his chamber experience either awakens that power within him or provides it to him. So I want to see him like try to change his hand into something, and it like doesn't. He has he needs a minute to like learn his power during a fight. So while he's like holding one guy off, he's like tries to do this shape or that shape, and it takes 2 tries, and then he gets it and then destroys that character. Just something to give us that in between, and it wouldn't change the pacing of the show. It's just, instead of right to Apocalypse, just something in between, and maybe even by the end he is Apocalypse. Like as he gains momentum and keeps going, he keeps transforming or whatever. But I wanted one more thing in between. I hope I explained that. Okay.
Yeah, I hear you.
I'm exhausted.
One more opportunity for a Marvel legend.
Well, that's so looking at it from a toy maker point of view, from Hasbro's point of view. Yeah, one more look is an exciting thing. It's something that people would want to experience. It gives you a chance also like to mix it up and have a version of him that we haven't seen before. But I bet you there's someone in the comics who has drawn something in between these, freed slave warrior and the future tech with cables and Has he even seen a drill before?
Right.
So I like that. I just want to try to read in the chat what they're saying. The reference to the Celestials was cool for sure. Yeah, it's neat.
For sure.
I'm okay with. I liked how it ended up. I just wanted a little more, but yeah. What else? Kang, of course, makes his
Kang,
appearance.
that's great. That was great. He says like, "I'm out of here."
So, and you
great.
guys again in the chat can help me with the names. He has like a lady friend
Yes.
that he's talking to. Did you recognize her or no?
Well, now I saw something about it. Yeah, she's the character from the Gambit episode from the X-Men with you thieves too stupid to check the box. That one.
Yeah, when they're always Chandra, always talking about the tithe.
That's
The
right. The
tithe. Remind me
tithe.
of the tithe. So even as you know, when I watched that show as a teenager, that was like, okay, I'm changing the channel. Like I couldn't stand that episode, and yeah, you have to go into it. I think with just relax and enjoy. But it's neat to see that these characters are connected in some way, and it all works out. So she's going to be some kind of being that
immortal thing.
Yeah. It's kind of neat.
Yeah, it's kind of
yeah, it's fun that she's been in the 92 series, and then we get to a little tease of her in the past.
Totally.
Is there anything else from the episode before we talk about the extra scene? Anything else you wanted to?
I'm trying to think. No, I think it's
all right. I love that beat. Okay, Xavier just witnesses Apocalypse destroy his friend, blast him while holding him by the helmet.
Yeah.
Right. Just eviscerates that being.
Yeah.
Drops the helmet at Xavier's, not at his feet, but right in front of him. And Xavier is just there, and Apocalypse walks past him, makes that comment about not even caring about him because he's less than an ant.
Yeah. He puts his foot on his head. Right? Which is like, I can crush you now if I want to. I can kill you. Right?
Yes. Yeah. Yes. He also says, like, what a god.
Yeah.
Even like brag about stepping on an ant, like, come on, it's beneath me. And then he just moves on and leaves Xavier there. And the show did the thing I wanted, which was it let time pass. It gave us a moment to sit with Xavier and mourn and in shock and everything.
Yeah.
And then like the sun goes down and he's still there and just crying and unable to do anything or like, gather himself to move forward. And it was so much fun. And then, of course, our boy Bishop shows up to take him home.
To the 90s.
They're time traveling too easy. Like, it's just that bugs me. I need them to. It's coming at a cost. It needs to be higher risk. But it was a beautiful ending, and left me with that feeling of I can't wait to see what happens next. And I don't know about you guys out there in the world. I'm very confident that I will one day see Magneto again. And I'm interested to see how it's going to be. Like, what will it... Is it going to be a thing where he comes back off screen and just makes an appearance? Or are they going to go to try to find him? Like, whatever it is. Like, we need Magneto. We have to go back to the past and save him from Apocalypse. Like, we got to go the day before.
They're going to play then. Gotta go back in time.
It was on all weekend, by the way.
Right?
AMC was playing the trilogy all weekend, and I got really in the mood for
Marty!
that. Great Scott!
It's your kids, Marty! Anyway.
So I'm excited to see if they choose to bring him back in an interesting way, what it is that they do, and I'm all for it.
Yeah.
So then the post-credit scene.
Yeah.
I hope you all got a chance to see it already. And hitting me in the sweet spot right there with it was not an homage to it, but it was an allusion to the cover of Uncanny X-Men 268, which I have a great fondness for, as do so many other people. Like, I'm part of a huge family of fans who love that Jim Lee cover with these three characters of Black Widow, Wolverine, and Captain America.
And it was suit appropriate too, right? Like, Widow is...
So the Widow suit is 100% that version, including her haircut.
Yeah.
Captain America is Captain America.
Yeah.
And Logan is wearing, for a reason, You know, he's wearing what he wore last time he was with Captain America in France in World War II.
Yep.
So, you know, we haven't seen Logan wear this other than in the past when he was, you know, helping the resistance during World War II. So I thought it was a funny choice, and it was clearly
Yeah.
set in Paris. We heard the siren of a police car, and we see the Eiffel Tower in the background. So it wasn't a Madripoor Nights thing. It
No.
was, but it was that allusion to Madripoor Nights. But it's funny to make it like, yes, that comic has a World War II story, so we're going to put Wolverine in his World War II stealth suit, sort of. But he's going to go on another mission. So I thought it was fun.
It's getting the band back together.
Getting the band back together. So when you first heard that, what did you think that meant?
Immediately, I didn't think so. I didn't think it was like X-Men. I think like in terms of like the team for some, you know, I didn't think it was that team. My mind went to maybe some members of Alpha Flight, maybe some of that Weapon X program stuff,
Right.
Maverick or whoever else, maybe Sabretooth. Maybe not Sabretooth, maybe it's the villains, but who knows? But I definitely went to like, are we going to see Guardian?
Sure. So
yeah,
because of the World War II costuming,
right.
my first thought was, are we getting together like the Howling Commandos?
Howling Commandos.
Yeah. And Wolverine smiles when he says getting the band back together.
Right.
So it means people he wants to see.
Yeah.
And so my first thought was like, okay, we're going to get a Howling Commandos, a World War II mission. They're going to go somewhere in, you know, some lab that's underground in Europe. Because why are we in France? Like,
right.
And then I just remember sometimes they just do things on this show just for fun. Totally. So France is just so they could put him in that costume and remind us that we love that episode.
Yeah.
From
the file that Cap hands him says Weapon X on it.
Yes. So my first thought was Howling Commandos, and then I'm like, oh, okay, it's going to be either that Weapon X episode revisited, where it's Sabretooth, right. And Maverick, like you said, and his flame from his early days, Silver Fox.
Silver Fox, yeah.
Now Beast accompanies him in that episode, that original one.
Yeah.
And it's called Weapon X Lies in Videotape is the name of it, which is it's such a funny reference to make in a children's show in the mid-90s because it's a reference to a movie that was a bit of a cult classic called Sex Lies in Videotape. So to just reference a sex thing is it's pretty cheeky of the showrunners back then in the 90s. So I had a laugh about that. Then part of me wishes still that, yes, Alpha Flight is the band he's getting back together. Again, because the smile, because why would he be smiling but getting back together with Sabretooth?
Right. Yeah.
Or anything Weapon X related does not make him happy.
Doesn't make him happy.
So I thought that was a little bit of a mixed messaging. We know he's going to get his claws covered in adamantium again because that is the destiny of all things. Yeah. Like Storm getting her powers back, whatever. It's 2 episodes and we get her back. So it's been 4, so let's get Wolverine's claws back. Or I should say the adamantium. And my other thought was, if they're going to do Weapon X, how do you not do Deadpool now?
Right.
Like if you wanted to just take this show, which is going great, people love it, myself included, and you want to go one step more with your audience, like just to like totally pander to a massively large audience, bring Deadpool in for an episode or 2. And heck, I mean, or maybe even there would be a particular actor who would lend a voice to it because it's so well known. Mm-hmm. Or maybe not. I mean, maybe that's too far fetched. But can you imagine us next week having to talk about Ryan Reynolds doing 2 scenes as Deadpool in X-Men 97? How crazy would that be?
Wow.
I mean, it's not outside the realm of possibility. But
no. I mean, the show keeps delivering, so why wouldn't it, right?
Yeah. So I'm excited for them. That tease really worked on me. I have a hunch we're not going to see Captain America or Black Widow.
Yeah.
That was their scene and they're done. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So there is something else going on here. I mentioned this. Allie says, "Dang, Jason, don't they have enough going on this season? You want them to add Onslaught too? So, uh, Onslaught is one of those things that's in my blind spot. And at the moment, I'll be honest, of course, it's also in my I don't care spot. So the stuff that happens in X-Men after Claremont leaves is much less important to me. So far, I'm trying as I get nice and old to, start to care about these stories I haven't already read. But it's not easy. It doesn't come naturally to me. So we'll see.
Right.
I understand that Onslaught is a mix of a couple things, and I have had an action figure and then subsequently sold it because I didn't care about it. And I know it has something to do with the Heroes Reborn storyline and a pocket universe and that.
Okay.
I don't care. I just don't care about it. That whole Heroes Reborn thing was to me, it was a publicity stunt to just get Jim Lee and Rob Liefeld back, and I don't care about their contribution during that moment in time either. So it's going to be a pretty good arm twist to get me to care about Onslaught by extension. But perhaps Professor X's grieving and rage, which we did see signs of his rage, is going to manifest as something, a larger psychic event.
Right.
So we shall see. I'm
See.
debating staying up till 3 a.m. to watch this. I don't know if I can go to bed tonight. I'm going to be so giddy.
So wound up.
It's a very simple version. It's Eric plus Charles. Hey, quick question.
Yeah.
Is Magnus Charles's pet name for Eric? I mean, what's going on there? He's Eric half the time. He calls him Magnus all the time too. So what's your take on that? Allie, you seem to have, just speaking directly to you, Allie, you seem to have a close emotional connection to Magneto as a character. And I'm interested to hear your take. Chris, what's your take? What do you think?
Oh, I mean, is it? Yeah, I don't know. I never really thought about it much, but maybe it's. But then why would it be Magnus? Like, why would it be? Like, because it's like the cuddlier version of Magneto.
Right. So Magnus is the name that I think he originally had in the comics. So Stan Lee had a thing, and most superhero comics have this thing, where when they have a chance to name a character, when they're given names or something derivative of their eventual superhero or villain name, they love to have them tied in.
Right.
So I mean, the best, most absurd version of this is Black Bolt of the Inhumans. Black Bolt of the Inhumans, he has a regular name. You know what his name is? You ready for this? Chat, if you know this, you're amazing. His name is Blackagar Boltagon. Yes, sir. Blackagar Boltagon.
Nice.
Shortened into Black Bolt. But of course, we all know it's written the other way around, where they've named him Black Bolt, then can we give him a given name that is a derivative of that? So Magnus would have been what Stan Lee probably came up with as the name to go with Magneto, which was the thing he would have come up with first.
Maybe he changes his name at some point, but Charles knows him before.
So then it gets retconned in comics that his birth name is Eric Lencher.
Yeah.
And he takes on the name Magnus as his, like, not supervillain name, but maybe mutant name.
Nom de plume?
Yeah, a nom de plume.
Yeah.
And, yeah, maybe he's operating in that. So Allie says he introduced himself as Magnus to Charles.
Oh.
It was called Max in flashbacks, but wasn't given Eric Lencher until the issue of Uncanny where Jean proposes to Scott. So that hasn't even happened yet.
Jean proposed to Scott.
What? She says, but now I love it as Chuck's pet name. There you go. So I always try to allow like the retcon to happen. So we know that he's Eric Lencher in the movies as well, and I get it. I'm trying to be like flexible and not get hung up on continuity, but like go with the retcon of it. So I always just thought that Magnus was just, again, a nom de plume, an alias, that where he didn't want the grandeur or the infamy of Magneto, but just sort of a name between friends that he actually sees himself as.
it'd be great if there was a scene in a book somewhere where like another, someone in the Brotherhood or somebody or Mystique or someone says, calls him Magnus. Like, you can't call me that. I won't let you call me. Only one person gets to call me that.
And
Like, okay, sorry.
Charles overhears it, and he's like,
Yeah.
"You get his name out of your
Out of get out of my mouth."
Yeah. So that's what I was thinking about. It was just because he doesn't call him Eric in this episode. He calls him Magnus the whole time he's being killed.
Yeah.
And I thought that was it's a more intimate name for him between the two of them in their brotherhood or however you want to see their relationship. It's nice and flexible, and so it, like the Odyssey, is a reflection of the reader.
Yeah.
I watched another interview with Chris Nolan from The Daily Show last night.
Yeah.
And this good interview of Jon Stewart, like he put another take on what Odysseus's journey is, from
Chris
his
Nolan.
point of view to Chris Nolan.
Right.
So every time I hear another interview with either Matt Damon or Chris Nolan or something like that, the interviewer or the other actors are putting their take on what this movie, this story means. And I love that it is a mirror for the person who's reading it. And I think a lot of X-Men has that too, where we see what we want to see. Like, we get out of it what we want to get out of it, whether they are brothers, whether they are like ethical twins but opposites, whether they are a non-demonstrative couple of some kind, whether they're rivals. Like, we bring our own mindset to their dynamic, and it makes it way more personal to each of us, and really fascinating. There you go.
Cool.
All right.
Cool.
We're gonna move on.
Yeah.
I cannot wait for the next episode. I love this show so much.
And I'll say too, I think I can't remember if this happened in the first season or not, but like the idea that now, like, Kang's here, Celestials are here. It's like, oh great, this is now not just an X verse; it's tied to a larger universe, which it opens up possibilities.
So, all right, now we have to talk about this for a second.
Okay.
I love that as a strength for X-Men as a franchise, is that it so beautifully sits apart, but gently tied to the larger Marvel universe.
Yeah.
So, these characters like Captain America and Black Widow can pop in. But if X-Men is a story completely told on its own, it is absolutely vibrant enough or vital enough that it can last like that. And then, okay, now to make this about toys again, it makes it interesting when you're choosing how to like display your action figures, because the X-Men really have its own life, and there are so many substantial villains and iterations of characters that it is like as large as the Marvel at large universe. So holy smokes. And that's all because of the Claremont run. Anyway.
There you go.
Show over. Thank you, Claremont. Allie says, I can't wait for episode 8. Specifically 8? I hate looking forward to almost the end, but the name of the episode alone,
What's the name
and
of the
rival skin tie-in being titled the same confirms what we all expected. Death Bit. So it's in Gambit. But
Right.
Dead Gambit might be my favorite kind of Gambit. What? Don't say that. That's terrible. I wonder if we'll get a Deathbit Legends figure. Well, that goes to my next slide. This is a really good question, Allie, because I noticed during the last couple episodes, and we could have talked about this before, that there were certain looks that the characters had that were from the comics. So if we're tracking looks, because I'm always interested in the costumes, Rogue has already had, before this one, in the show, she came on with her initial regular Jim Lee costume. She had her basketball moment, which they did make a figure of.
Right. Yes, they did 2-pack.
Then when she kind of she goes like Magneto's side evil for a minute and gets that kind of reference to her first appearance. But she also, they show in flashback, her Savage Land look which has a figure too. There are figures of all of those. But in 97, there's only 2 of them. They didn't give us an X-Men 97 Savage Land or an X-Men 97 Magneto's team. And the 5th look for Rogue on the show in, 12 episodes so far? Is this one that I'm showing here, which was, I think, first drawn by John Romita Jr. on his run in X-Men. In Secret Wars, she wears this. So it's her, what she was wearing underneath was her regular X-Men outfit, but which she had issues before, but she has this
kind of orange
brown tunic over. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, did Paul Smith draw her wearing this when she goes to Japan with Wolverine?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, no, because on the cover she's wearing green. Never mind. We know that cover. So it's fun. There's already like 5 looks for her, but this is what they're pulling from, is this moment in time for her. And for Magneto, I felt it was close to the Grant Morrison run in New X-Men, right after Frank Quitely was done on the book. And is it Phil Jimenez who takes over? And Magneto, spoilers, is revealed as being Zorn. And he has that kind of, it's not quite, it's almost like a tunic or a coat underneath his cape. But he shifts from like the red and purple to more of the magenta and purple that we just saw on the show. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think it was that kind of look that they're homaging? And this is Magneto's 3rd look on the show as well. Right? He goes from villain in the first to that weird M-Hero suit they made a figure of.
That's right.
And then he goes back to the villain suit. And then he's got this in the past. So it's like 3 looks for him. It's neat. So I'd be happy to get a bearded. I'll take a figure of that anyway. It's good.
I like bearded Magneto. I like good.
Yeah, totally. Okay, just look in there. Cool. Okay, ready to get into this comic book there?
Let's do it.
I guess that means yes when you rub your hands that way. It was awfully suggestive. All right, so we read the first half of it. Mostly is the battle against the Shi'ar Imperium, who was being ruled by Deathbird and the what are they called?
The Starjammers.
The Starjammers and the Imperial Guard. And Wolverine then, even though he's wounded, defeats Deathbird and brings her in for capture.
Yeah.
And Xavier is revealed. And I really want to get that Starjammers that shoulder pad thing. I was thinking about like different customs.
Oh, Corsair. Yeah.
For Corsair, I think I found my Silver Samurai. I'm like, those look like they could kind of fit, but they're really big by comparison, and they don't come off unless I ruin this figure. So I can't do
that's a good looking figure.
It's so cool. I have the stands on his feet, so you can have a wide stance. But he's great to have if you are, a fan of this stuff like me. I love this guy. He's
very cool.
I need those shoulder things for Corsair. All right. Speaking of which, I think meaning home. Speaking of which, albeit not quite the neighborhood Jubilee had in mind. Let me get us out of this. Go full view. Here we go. Thank you. Let's turn our attention earthwards to the bottom of the world, where the pre-dawn primordial peace of the Savage Land is marred by the whistling roar of a flight of United Nations helicopter gunships. And this is the pilot talking, and I'll be this pilot. Sorry, Colonel Fury. Flying manual and eyeballing the terrain. This is as low as we dare go.
Do your best, Major. Magneto's right. Blast him.
Hold on a second. Is that your Nick Fury?
No, I gotta find it though. It looked fun.
Okay, sorry, I don't mean to call you out.
It'll come.
There is a process.
There is a process. It's coming in cold. Yeah.
Hey, speaking of voices, I was really happy to hear Havoc's voice on X-Men 97 episode 2,
Yeah.
because you and I are both often playing these heroic males on our show, and we don't have as many varieties as I think. Although you have the accents, which is a
Right.
huge toolkit. Hearing Alex Summers just a little like higher in pitch, like he was kind of here, okay, Polaris, but he was serious, but he had he felt smaller in the in the depth of his voice, and often you and I go we go a little tougher sometimes. And it's neat to hear like another version of a male voice. It got me thinking, so that was kind of cool. All right, sorry.
All right, you can try that again. Do your best, Major. Magneto's right. Blast him. Something in the atmosphere down here is lousing up all our electronics, so that even when the systems seem to work, we can't afford to trust them. Will you stop your fidgeting, rogue? I'd love to, Sugar, if I can only get this stupid suit to fit comfortably. I mean, why do I have to wear it at all? Been surviving the Savage Land these past weeks just fine without one.
I hate Kazar, by the way.
Well, especially the way he's written. It's terrible.
He's so demeaning.
It's so terrible.
But Rogue, honey.
Yeah, it sucks.
You look so gosh darn cute.
Lucky for you, Kazar, I'm a lady. Else I'd say something real rude.
Kidding aside, Red, it's time you faced facts. Your mutant powers are gone. No flight, no super strength, no invulnerability, no absorbing others' abilities with a touch. But I still think you're special, and I'm the only one.
Right.
Like he's just trashing on her. It's terrible. He's terrible.
Look at the ponytail. This is so far my least favorite. Just because you've been lucky, girl, doesn't mean you'll stay that way. You need the protection. Changing the subject, Colonel. You mind me asking if you really think this Apocalypse Now charge of the Valkyrie stunts got an ever-loving prayer? Ask my Strike Force's Vice Commander, Colonel Semyonov. It's his plan. Is this still...
Good question. This might be...
Yeah, I think that's him. I think it's Fury calling Rogue a young woman. Nice.
Okay.
Doctrine, young woman, proven in the crucible of combat, recommends an area assault immediately preceding the sunrise.
Or is that
him? Is that Semyonov?
We can overwhelm these savages before they know where we are about.
No offense, Colonel Comrade, but it's summer here in Antarctica. Oh, that's Kazar. Jeez, it's so friggin'
No
harsh.
offense, Comrade Colonel, but it's summer here in Antarctica, or Arctantica.
Arctantica.
The sun doesn't set. There is no dawn. The best you can hope for is what we've got right now, or got now, this grainy twilight. All the better for us, Lord Kazar. Zaladin's forces are human. They have to sleep sometime. This way we catch them when their inner resources are at their lowest ebb. So it's funny, we get like this thing, we get Kazar talking and the Colonel talking in Kazar's panel.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're going back to the Colonel's panel, and it's
Magneto talking.
It's majority of someone else talking, not the Colonel.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah. The whole top line is Magneto.
Right.
But you have to, this is the thing, and we have to take a pause and be like, okay, who's reading that now? Like because it's not intuitive.
No, hold on. Hold on. You sure that's
Magneto? Yeah, because
oh yes.
Yeah, because the response by Semyonov is
Yeah.
This is not Afghanistan, Colonel. And I submit these savages have capabilities the like of which you cannot begin to imagine. For one, their leader, Zaladin. How, pray tell, will you combat that self-styled mistress of magnetism?
The same way we would you, Magneto, under similar circumstances. Our gunships are specially hardened against electromagnetic pulses and are constructed exclusively of non-ferrous metals and ceramics.
Is this
Your
boat?
vaunted your
Oh yeah,
vaunted force fields would slide off their hulls like water off a duck.
see, you just take the eye out like water off duck. Like, come on.
It would make much better.
Right.
Um, Ali's raising a question just about the comment where Kaiser calls her red and they color her hair brown. Yeah, the colors in the scenes in the interior of the chopper, in the choppa, are true to life colors. They're not like lit by an interior colored bulb. So if, let's say, I mean, there is the one where the Colonel gets that blue light, but that's to distinguish him from the others, and that's Glynis doing a really good job. If Michael Golden, for instance, was coloring this, you'd get serious magentas and blues only on the interior of the helicopters as a way to show us like in, if you ever watch Crimson Tide, the submarine movie. Every time there's a different station that you go to in that Tony Scott movie, like whether you're with radar or whether with communication, there is a dominant light color. Like it's all green in that shot, and it's such a great way to communicate whether you're on the bridge, whether you're, like what deck you're on. It really heightens the clarity, and a lot of good comic book colorists do that. So I would have said that it could be just that it's dark on the inside of the helicopter, and that's why her hair is coming out as dark brown. But just to go deep dive for a moment, there are 64 colors in the palette that these guys are working with at the time. And the redheads, such as Jean Grey and Rachel Summers and Madeline Pryor, they get a specific red and orange.
Mm-hmm.
And once in a while, Rogue gets that with the dark part of her hair. Or she gets something in between, like the dark red that Wolverine gets on his brown and tan, which at this point in time is still actually, it's not really brown. It's just red with a tiny bit of cyan in it. And it just makes it like a dark red. So they often color her that way, and it gives her a look that she has red hair. So what you're getting is Claremont is writing with her being a dark redhead, but Glynis is not coloring her that way. And yeah, there you go.
Okay.
It's a coloring mistake. She's usually that's fair to say she's auburn. Yeah, but again, there's just these, like I said, there are these 64 colors that read as auburn, even if it's not really. It just we interpret them that way, which is one of the magical tricks that happens when you're reading comics. Is like you do a little bit of a leap to make something shiny when in fact it's not shiny, or whatever it might be. So yeah, I like her auburn haired, and she often is in the cartoon. This one's just really darkly colored, and it makes it almost look like Nick Fury has a giant mullet. He's standing
totally.
there.
I know, right?
Mullet, yeah.
I know.
I think it's cool.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
Thank you.
Is this bozo for real or what? Nicholas, I could KO these babies with a rock. And how y'all gonna fight hurricane force wind shear through every flat dimension? Or best of all, a wall of solid iron raised right in front of you, too close to dodge?
My assumption, girl, is that since we have the so-called Master of Magnetism as our ally, he will protect us.
I can try. But Zaladane is drawing all the Earth's magnetic energies to her, mine among them. The stronger she grows, the weaker I become. What's with the Rusky? He sure don't much like Magneto. Not real surprising. Magneto killed his son.
Oof. Suddenly, awesome lettering on that Zam.
Yeah, good Zam. Yeah.
For my Dmitri, you mutant butcher, for all the Rodina's murdered sons.
Comrade Colonel, for the love of St. Peter, what are you doing?
By the way, if you didn't know, this is translated from the Russian.
Interesting, okay.
Yes, and that the Rodina is the sub that Magneto destroyed. I
That's
like
right.
how this is a thing that's in multiple iterations of X-Men. You know, like he has interactions with a Russian sub in the movies, in the cartoon, you know, and
Right.
in the comics across generations, and it's sort of like
That's right.
this.
Yeah. First class. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, this thing that he is sort of famous for is he would, you know, say defending himself in his trial,
Hmm.
but this idea that he massacred, um, you know, this sub and all the people on board. It's a good war crime. Like it's a neat thing to talk about for the character.
Okay.
Yeah, he screams out. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. We're hit.
Look,
Angelin losing control and losing engine control. She run a while.
electric short circuit, massive overload.
Hang on back there. Crash positions.
I can't hold her. We're going down. Murderous traitor. You shot down one of our own.
A regrettable but necessary sacrifice, Lieutenant. My orders were to eliminate Magneto. That I have done.
And what about the rest of us, you fool? Without this power, how do we defend ourselves against them?
Here they come.
Wow.
So right away we switch to Rogue is already on the ground,
Yep.
and she's being licked
Licked.
by
A very happy puppy dino. Just trying to wake her up. Just kind of wake her up,
sure.
you know? And then, rah! Yow! Body armor's doing his job, bless it, but for how long? Sure ain't gonna wait to find out. Get off of me, Buster. I ain't no dinner. Whoa! Nice hit. Didn't figure I had that in me anymore because she punches it and it falls right over.
Right.
All those teeth. I hate teeth. Just like the parts I couldn't bear to watch in Jaws. Oh, mercy. Is that a chopper?
Get to the chopper. Sorry, I thought it was obligatory.
That's a good, no, it's a good time to throw that in. The flat crew. The other troopers. Hey, critters, scoot out of there. Leave him alone. She. Oh, where's a gun? I got my strength. Why can't I fly? If I don't get up there, where's my stinking gun?
That's the spirit, Zabu. Scatter those scavengers as hard and as far as you can. I'm sorry, Colonel. We're too late. Poor devils.
It's worse upstairs. Looks like we're the only survivors. I know it sounds callous, but the faster and farther we're away from here, the better. Before Zaladain's people come hunting.
That's pretty awkward. Just that he says, "I'm sorry, Colonel." We're too late. At first, when I'm reading that, I'm thinking that the dead guy there is a colonel, and Kazar is apologizing. And then, of
Right.
course, once I see the next panel, I'm like, "Oh,
Right.
awesome drawing of Colonel with everyone's gear. That's cool."
Yeah,
But
that's something
it's
else.
just an awkward exchange. Like, yeah. Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
he's such a good drawer. Holy smokes, these characters look so cool. They stand cool. They hold their gear cool. Everything's cool. I love that it's an open panel too with these color fields behind it. Just like
Mm-hmm.
give me 3 random shapes just to create, I don't know, a sense of cohesion. For whatever it's worth, they aren't the threat to worry about. In fact, Zaladain's people, even the superpowered ones, have learned the hard way to give this jungle the widest possible of berths.
What's that? You know, Sugar, it was your buddy Semyanov that nailed us by shooting Magneto in the back. There a piece on your program you ain't telling us about? Or maybe don't know yourself? Nicholas, old chum, what the devil's going on up there? Okay, this is Zaladain, right? I think now.
I I guess.
Yeah,
Or,
I think
yeah.
so. Yeah. Yuri Vasilievich Semyonov, Colonel, Red Army, serving with the United Nations forces attached to SHIELD. Most impressive credentials. The Savage Land is mine already, Colonel. Why should I care a whit what the outside world thinks?
What is she doing?
She's doing the Jim Lee pose.
She's just like rubbing up against the corner and
Yep.
looking off in the other direction.
Yep.
Yeah, he draws good.
But I've seen this in like lots of Jim Lee stuff, right?
Oh my
Especially
god,
like
for
it's
sure.
pretty yeah.
It's standard fare. It
Mm-hmm.
looks amazing. It is some of the weirdest storytelling choices. So I didn't even know that this guy was even captured.
No.
It feels like a whole bunch of things happened, and it just is alluded to. Like time has passed, and we didn't really. It was sunset when they crashed to begin with, but
Yeah.
yet when Rogue wakes up, it's still sunset because
And
they do say like um Kazar specifically, or Claremont specifically, makes Kazar say that there is no sunset, like it never changes to night. And I'm
right.
like, because Jim did not draw enough shadow to make it ever nighttime. I don't know. I don't know. Weird. It just feels like, yeah, it's weird. There is not good flow as to where the characters are all. We're kind of a panel behind every time. It's yeah, odd choices. Odd
Mm-hmm.
choices. For all your powers, Aladdin, you are but one woman. And your so-called horde of comparative handful of sword-wielding primitives. Do you really believe yourself a match for the combined resources of the United Nations, or that can throw it against you?
Actually, yes. But pray continue.
Madam, you may well find you'll achieve far more through the arts of statecraft than of war.
But it won't be anywhere near so much fun.
The savage land acknowledged as a sovereign state, and you its ruler, in return for peaceful coexistence with your fellow nations.
Assuming I agree. What guarantee have I your masters will honor this bargain? I think you'll find a full measure of respect and not a little fear for the woman responsible for the ultimate destruction of Magneto.
Oh,
Whoa.
oh. I still want that Silver Surfer jet ski.
Jet ski? Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody
says,
in the chat, if you're ever out and you see the Silver Surfer jet ski, let us know.
Someone's got it somewhere.
Someone's got it somewhere.
I mean, there's no way that thing is destroyed.
No way.
It lives on.
No way. It's in a museum somewhere.
It belongs. Okay. The jungle.
What did you mean before, Kazar, about the jungle?
Look around, Colonel. Not so long ago, this was a wasteland burned down to the bare rocks by Terminus. Ooh, X-Men Annual 12. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
And Avengers 257, which we don't have to read. It's probably Al Milgram art and stinks. But moving on. Here goes a good bit of exposition. Ready? But these are centennial trees, the size they'd achieve after 100 years or more. There are saurians roaming the savage land who should be hatchlings, yet they're fully grown with offspring of their own. Yes, the High Evolutionary restored the land to health, but the process he used contained some element of fantastically accelerated growth. Problem is, when you put that kind of extreme environmental pressure on a dynamic organism, you should expect an equally dynamic evolutionary response.
So what's that mean? A smarter class of dinosaur?
You forget, my friend, I live here. This is my home. Paleontological theories about saurian life are daily realities for me. Things have changed, Colonel. Take my words, these lizards were smart enough already They didn't need any help. Lord knows what they're like now, or for that matter, where they'll be in a year. But I have a nasty feeling finding out's going to be a rude surprise.
Ooh.
Talking dinosaurs, dude. Talking
Dinos.
dinosaurs. Now we're getting some like Jim Lee flexing, doing this kind of panel where he's lit from the bottom and like his anatomy and his ability to hide female anatomy in rings of smoke.
Rings of smoke.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. It's he's so good at drawing. It's ridiculous. His tech is reminiscent of Burn tech, but again, like dialed up, where he does everything better. Zaladain's Citadel. Were you this
I
guy?
Was Brainchild? Yeah.
The mighty Magneto at long last brought low. A sight to stir the blood, eh, Neriel?
For those who have been paying attention, Neriel had a wonderful night of passion with Colossus.
Sure did.
Way back in when they were kids, in a backup story in an issue of Classic X-Men, and we see in that same previously mentioned X-Men Annual 12 that she is the chieftain of her tribe, the United Tribe, and she has a son named Peter. But here, I believe she has been, how do I characterize the version of influence? She's been like psychically coerced.
Yeah, well, Worm has used his goo.
Right. And so she's probably, unfortunately, a flesh slave of sorts to Brainchild and others.
Sure.
Yes, and it's demeaning. It's demeaning.
We got to bring their kid into the X-verse. Like, what is he, like, send that kid to Xavier School for the Gifted, you know?
Peter Jr.?
Yeah. Pete Jr.
I bet you, again, considering how many years have passed and how many writers have needed some story threads to play with and want to touch back to Claremont's work and the work of their youth. I'm sure someone has talked about what happened to Peter Jr. or he's maybe editorially off limits, but I don't imagine so. As my master Brainchild desires.
My wish your command, not so.
As my master desires.
It's Worm's doing, you see. He coats our captives with a transparent mucoid film that gives him absolute control over their bodies, which, in the case of Shanna and Neriel here, he's transferred to me. We'd use it on Magneto himself if Zaladain didn't have other plans.
Oh, hold on. Really important conversation here. Ready?
Yep.
Allie says, Reddit says they took the 1,001 highest scores of the game, did a raffle, and one person got the jet ski. Everyone else got one of the 1,000 watches. Someone who won the watch posted a pic and this info.
Man,
thanks, Allie.
I love the internet for some reasons. That's one of them.
I just want to see that jet ski.
I know.
Make it my life's mission.
This is the process of transfer, whereby, as the name implies, our dread liege draws all Magneto's energies into herself.
He resists.
For all the good that does him, poor stubborn fool. He merely prolongs what must be indescribable agony. When the procedure is complete, Magneto will be less than dust, and Zaladain all.
Nice.
Fantastic! He's beginning to discorporate.
Oh, what are those images?
With the raw material of his most intimate memories, translated by my computers into a form we can perceive. Behold, Comrade Colonel, secrets I'll wager none others on the planet are privy to.
And like a couple issues ago, we're getting some narration from Magneto himself.
Try as I might, I cannot stop this. And worst of all, as my life is torn from me, turned into a sideshow entertainment for brainchild sadistic pleasure. With my strength devoted wholly to that struggle, I have nothing left to block my emotional responses to the memories themselves. Once more, I hear myself howl till my voice shatters at the sight of my daughter Anya, burning to death before my eyes. Once more, hot blood mixes with salt tears as my beloved Isabel's throat is cut by those I thought my trusted friends. Once more, rage flashes through me, hand in hand with a terror I'd not felt since Auschwitz, as at last I confront the Shadow King, followed by sick shame at the awful cost of my survival. Enough!
I don't think
No, that's her.
Magneto.
That's her. Zaladan, right? That's what she sounds like, because she sucked all his power out.
Right.
Enough! That was magnificent.
I bet you Jim Lee said, I'm going to write that in.
Maybe. I do really like the lettering, though, on the word enough.
Yeah,
Not what I expected. It's good.
Yeah. Then why the note of fear in your voice, Zaladan? Could it be that ambition has yet again overreached ability? The power and glory you so desperately, pathetically crave, turning out to be more than you can handle?
Blessed Peter, that look. This is too dangerous, Saladin. End this now. Kill him.
Calm yourself, Yuri Vasilyevich. It's no more than an old wolf's last gesture of defiance. Perhaps the comrade colonel is having second thoughts about your arrangement, mistress. Too late for that, brainchild, even if it were so. A single session more, I think, should finish this in the morning. Until then, we'll leave Magneto to the tender mercies of you and your pets.
As they whack him with a staff.
Yep.
That's rough.
That is rough.
While this is happening on the Citadel perimeter.
Warriors, along the tree line, something's coming.
I still love that one guy's sunglasses.
Oh,
I know he's blind, right? But his look is to the extreme. It's amazing.
Gaza. Yeah.
Yeah. Very nice.
The girl or the beast?
Very funny.
A gold says the big tooth gets her.
She's pretty fast.
2 golds and she escapes.
Some choice. The beast's appetite.
Or ours.
Help me, help me, help me.
Okay, again, time is clearly moved.
Right.
But, okay. It feels weird, but going on. Pity you can't see what's out there, Gaza. First, though, we'd best chase off that big tooth.
Whoa, ableist much, bro? What big tooth? Cretin, there's nothing out there.
I wouldn't quite put things that way, sugar. And me, I'm real.
Exactly, implying then that the sharp tooth or whatever is not.
Right.
Beep, boop, boop, beep, boop, boop, boop. As they turn off their hologram.
That's right.
A little too close for comfort, that was, boys. Gaza's radar sense wasn't fooled by our holographic con job. Good thing Magneto left me his projector.
So she wasn't actually wearing
She wasn't, no.
the mohawk and jungle garb.
Correct.
Right.
But I was able to take him out before he or the others could sound any alarm.
Their moves, rogue.
You gotta be tough, Colonel, when you hang out with the X-Men. Hey, that version of Zabu looks like a really cuddly teddy bear.
It does.
He
just needs a scratch.
He's cute. It's funny.
Tell y'all the truth, I wouldn't mind having a few of them around to back us up. No offense, Nicholas. None taken. Zal's modified this place since the evolutionaries' time. We didn't see all that much of it even then. But Zabu seems to have Mag scent. Hope not too late.
I guess that's a matter of opinion.
Semyonov seems to have thrown in with Zaladane. Those slaves, Khazar, isn't that your wife?
The blonde, yes.
Wow.
The other is Naril, chief
Here's
of
a
the
name,
United
Khazar.
Tribes.
Jeez.
Chief of the United Tribes.
What happened to their kids?
I don't know. I've been trying not to think about it.
At least Magneto's still breathing. But by the looks of him, only barely. Hey, he spotted us. They think me beaten, finished. A mistake many have made in the past. As I found the strength as a boy to survive, being machine gunned and buried alive, and later the unimaginable horror of Auschwitz, so do I find in me, here and now, to break free. Wretch, you'll pay for harming my sweeties, and Zaladane too, of course. Surprise, Brainy. Mag's the least of your problems. My lady, we're under attack. Ow! My weapons.
Oof!
So, they are but human brainchild. No match whatsoever for me. You want to bet?
The mutant girls shattered your ceiling. Zaladin, look out!
This is stone. I don't know how yet to manipulate my magnetic fields to stop it from falling.
Oh, yeah.
Ain't that just too bad, honey bun? Sure breaks my heart. Guess you ain't such a hot little number after all. Wahoo! I feel like a million. I got my powers back. See, sugar, you didn't mess up when you saved me. The healing process took a mite longer is all. You figured is all? I couldn't be more pleased, especially under the circumstances. Wow, he's really looking thin in that panel.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Wow, like pre-drained.
And long.
Yeah.
Heads up, Rogue. You too, Nikki. Nikki, honey.
Yeah.
Zal's called up reinforcements.
I'm on him, Kaizo. One of y'all, or Zabu, watch out for Magneto. Do not concern yourself. I can manage. In a pig's eye, look at yourself, will you? You're more dead than alive. Quite true. So this once, how about letting someone else take care of you? She means well. But the paramount lessons of my life is that I can depend on no one to save myself. Rogue does well against her foes. Blast it, Shanna. I don't want to hurt you.
Sorry, Colonel, but they don't call my wife the she-devil for nothing.
I mean, you still haven't named her, by the way. Okay, so I'm just going to throw it out there.
Well,
Yeah, I know. Her companion. Then I should have read. I guess
It's okay,
her companions, however, fare less fortunately. And her concentration on the most immediate threat leaves Sweet Rogue vulnerable to attack from another quarter. In the confusion, I have been forgotten. Damaged Brainchild's apparatus appears mostly cosmetic. The device appears itself functional, so I hope. If I'm wrong,
Zaladin,
let us see, shall we, X-Men, how tough you truly are.
Oh, what's going to happen?
Nowhere to go. Can't dodge the hit. This is gonna hurt. Circuitry linkage almost established. Don't think about her. Too much is at stake. If I act prematurely, I'll be defenseless against Zaladane, and everything will be dust. A matter of seconds would have made the difference. Murderous! I should have been faster. My mind is aflame with a fury I don't even try to deny. Using flesh and power both, I tear at the rubble. Cursing myself for being too slow, too careful, yet knowing that given the same choice, I would have made the same decision. Fearful, I'm about to behold the body of another whom I cared for. On the periphery of my awareness, I sense a shift in energy patterns. That means Comrade Colonel Semyon not as lovely as well. I respond in kind.
And we can see that some steel cables are being
Yeah.
manipulated by a magnetic power. I just knocked over a blue man.
Ooh.
It's
So
okay.
So Zalian brings like a ceiling down on Rogue,
Yeah, and then Magneto got his powers back.
and then he zaps Saladin. Okay.
Yeah.
And then he.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Yeah. I am sorry for your son, Colonel, which is more than I ever heard for the slaughter of those I loved.
Your daughter, you mean? And that absolves you of any crime?
I never said it did. For who we are and what we have done, Comrade Colonel, we are both of us condemned. Wow. He electrocutes him.
Yeah.
Damn. Magneto, that's enough. Fury destroyed the energy towers. We won. Wait, he did? What?
Dude. Jim Lee storytelling. Move on.
Wait.
Like these 2 pages, look how much is happening. Like there aren't enough. He draws really, really well, but has to work really hard to make up for certain storytelling deficiencies.
Sure.
Yeah.
So long as this creature exists, the threat remains. Your precious victory is meaningless. She's beaten, mister. Do you still not comprehend, Fury? She would have destroyed the world. We only got your word for that. Besides, it's really not for you to judge.
So we're already in this panel on the right.
Yep.
Are we not supposed to finish the panel before we go to the panel on the left?
Oof. I think so.
It's not really for you to judge. We go left.
Yeah.
We go left. You trusted the world court for yourself, Magneto. Why not grant Zaladin the same mercy? Good point.
And perpetuate one tragic error, Khazar, with a greater one? No. There can be only one master of magnetism. Is this the kind of man you choose to be, Magneto? I thought you'd learn that means matter as much as ends. You twist the one, you taint the other. Where's the nobility? Where's the honor in slaying a helpless foe? Honor is a concept this world has cast aside. Don't force me to bring you in. Fury, you are certainly welcome to try and suffer the consequences. Stop it, I say. You just fought to help each other. Doesn't that mean anything? Magneto, you hate the Russians because of what happened to your daughter. And Semyonov, you because of his son. The blood and rage and hate, they can't sustain you. Don't you see? Only destroy. Is that what you want? You found a better way with the X-Men. Do you want to turn your back on it? And for those efforts, Rogue, what have I accomplished? The New Mutants were left in my charge, and they suffered for it. Because I tried to pattern myself after Charles Xavier. I am not Charles Xavier. I will never be Charles Xavier. I was a fool to try. No! As he was, for believing I could succeed. Okay.
Okay, plot talk, character
talk.
Like, I'm into that. I'm into this idea that, his point of view is put to a test, and he's left in a situation where the truth of him is revealed.
Right.
And he isn't. He does have hate in his heart. Like that is an okay conclusion to come to.
Uh-huh.
And if this is what kind of gives Magneto part of his, or a major step toward going back into being a villain. Like, I think that this is an earned truth about the character. I'm okay with it as a, even though it wasn't Claremont's, his original path.
Right.
It does feel like he's writing it well. Like he's dialoguing it well, given that he's being forced down this river by a current he can't control.
Sure.
Funny to see the reading. Good job. Like, you had to go back 2 panels to finish some word balloons.
Yeah.
Because it's so crazy. Like, there isn't room for all this, the script, because again, they're not working together, right? Jim Lee is penciling this, and Claremont is having to respond as a script writer to what has been laid out before him. So there's even a panel where Zaladane is clearly supposed to be saying something. Like, do your worst, mutant, or whatever she's going to say.
Right.
And it's just, there's no line of dialogue for her at all. It just goes right over. It's Rogue who speaks the entire time. So yeah, not a great collaboration, but still, it's amazing how it still kind of does work in a way. It's just not an elegant use of the comic book form as a blending, as a marriage of creators blending like text and image to tell a story clearly. It still works, even though it's done inelegantly.
It does.
Yeah,
it does. I mean, we can look at it critically from different angles, but yeah, no, it works.
I'm feeling it. Maybe I'm just in a particular Magneto.
And so Magneto has sent a bunch of spikes now, and has sent metal spikes and has killed Zaladane.
I guess, yeah.
As we're doing, okay.
Like rebars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, I can see. Yeah, I guess he has it. They're all facing her, and he's holding. Yeah, okay.
I guess, yeah.
Okay. My people are in danger, more so now than ever before. From the Hellfire Club and their accursed Shadow King, from foul creatures such as this, perhaps even from the very United Nations which Colonel Fury loyally serves, and a kinder, gentler Magneto cannot save them. The Citadel will not long outlive its mistress, Rogue. I suggest you depart with all precipitate haste. Thanks for the tip.
You see there's 2 tails from that word balloon?
Oh, yes, there is, yeah. It's like a 2-header.
Yeah.
But how do we clear Zaladane's slaves out of here? Same way, Sugar, she brought them in. Come here, worm, I need your powers.
Ew.
What
do you think she does? She just took her glove off, that's all.
Yeah, that's all she did.
Where do you think she stuck that finger? Ew.
Absorbing Worm's abilities gives Rogue full control over his victims, enabling her to effectuate an immediate and total withdrawal. Once outside, she will release them from their bondage. Would we were all so fortunate. But the chains we forge for ourselves, tempered by hardship and grief, honed by duty, are often all too tragically unbreakable. She looks after me, a last imploring entreaty. That part of me will always yearn to accept. But my choice is made, my destiny set, and from this fateful crossroads, we go our separate ways. Okay.
So they had definitely a moment, but they never actually consummated or had anything more than just a bond.
They got close, but Kazar interrupted, and that was it.
I think her tear is more about the tragedy of Magneto, as opposed to some sort of broken heart thing.
Yes, yeah, the idea of maybe the person he could become,
right, and the death of the dream that there's a new that Magneto could be a force for good for all of mutantdom and all that stuff. Yeah, I'm not going to read it as romantic, just more that they have a bond of a parallel
Yeah.
They meet on an emotional plane somewhere. Yeah.
Death of a dream, right?
Death of a dream. Chandalar. I've been there twice, by the way. Terrible, terrible appetizers at their buffet.
Mm.
The Shi'ar throne world administrative hub of this galaxy-spanning imperial state.
Noble sentients, members of the Supreme Executive Council, I have the high honor and privilege to present you our most dread liege, Lilandra, Magistrix Shi'ar. Were you Lilandra? No, I was Lander, because you're Charles, right?
Sure.
Once more, gentle beings, I bid you greeting. For too long since the reign of my brother Deken, the Eyrie has been riven with internecine strife and even open warfare. Those days are done. I submit to you this document of abdication, by which, for now and all time, my sister Deathbird renounces all claim to the throne. By right of the blood I was born with, and the blood I have shed, the seat of power is mine. I pledge my life and my progeny to its service. How say you, noble sentients? The old order has forever changed. Will you embrace the new?
Hail, Lilandra! Hail!
Sure, that sounds like a good plan. Okay. There we go. Hey, you can't have a coronation without a party, eh, Benchy? Tell you plain, this is a moment I figured I'd never see. It was Xavier, you know, made the difference for us. The man certainly is full of surprises. This is meant to be a joyous occasion, Storm.
Forgive me, Majesty. I am afraid I still cannot help wondering why Deathbird brought the X-Men here. Great plot question, because that seems like a hole.
Mm-hmm.
We are her sworn enemies, yet she seemed certain we would help her. Who can fathom the thought processes of a madwoman?
A whole different galaxy. A civilization where humanoids are the exception. That was old before Homo sapiens ever existed. This is fantastic.
Who's this?
It's just a lady.
Right, okay, I'm just a lady. Your pardon, sentient. But are you the same species and gender as the Imperial consort? Meaning, do you come with all the bits and bobs that would interest an anatomy like mine?
Yeah, it's actually, for her, though, it's right hands and left legs. And he's like, I don't have those. Sorry. Yes, I am.
Splendid. I am Ria Arai.
Be still in my heart. Dude, Storm's right there.
Storm is right there.
Right there.
She is gonna lightning strike your testicles. Oh my god, come on.
Leaving, Charles?
The affairs of the state, my friend. We'll try not to be away too long. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Affairs of the state. Wow.
Jeez.
Sorry. There's a particular episode of Simpsons that I like. They're called Mindy.
Yeah, Mindy, yeah.
Yeah.
You and your companions comprise a most formidable force, Storm. The X-Men's reputation is indeed well earned.
In fair measure, Lord Chamberlain. We have the professor to thank for that.
So few of you present, though, to partake of the festivities.
Only Banshee, Wolverine, and I have been off-world before. Each adjusts to this new experience in his or her own way. Crash. Oh, we know that, Crash. Anyone else of a mind to be disrespectful to Lilandra?
That was my note sequence of meat.
Let me guess. You feel honor-bound to stand up for him, eh? Sure, we can't settle this with a beer. For you and your pal both. No? Suits me, bub. Just fine.
Wolverine's got a lady.
Oh, well, yeah. And he's got a fight, and he's as happy as can be.
Yeah.
Keep in mind that outfit, okay?
Okay.
The Wolverine outfit, just don't forget about it. These are the most sumptuous apartments. We are evidently being treated as royally as the Empress. That bath was heaven, even if I did indulge myself far too long. I'm Psylocke. I'm always swimming under caves.
What a
having
surprise.
Showers.
Psylocke takes a bath.
Those are the only two things she does is swim in the nude.
Yep.
Or engage with water in the nude.
Yep.
And use katana blades.
Yep.
But never at the same time.
No.
Hopefully, I shan't be terribly late for the party. I wish, though, I could relax more. Maybe if I had a longer shower.
Oh.
Or bath. And as Psylocke enters her meditation chamber.
Yep. Naked meditation is the only meditation.
Those are words that I live by, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I feel constantly on edge, as though still in combat. I know Xavier is the X-Men's mentor, but whenever I am close by, I sense a... What happened?
Uh-oh.
Even my dog wants to know. He's like, dude.
Seriously, my dogs are walking around too.
Buddy.
What's going
on? You
on?
can come in. You can push the door if you want to. You can come in. I'm okay. Don't worry. Boldly go where nobody's ever gone. Phoo-wee. Excuse me all to blazes, but where is it written? Where is it written it's a crime to prefer your scuzzball slimoid aliens on a tube, where at least you can change the channel or turn the stupid set off, and not right in your face. My goodness. Ugh. Why do they have to smell? Jeez, I really hate it when Wolvie goes cruising. I mean, how's he ever going to get better if he keeps picking bar fights that always escalate into World War III and getting venereal diseases from space disease? Where the heck is this anyway? I'm not lost. No way, no how, Trey, uncool. That's French, by the way.
It is. Well, it's also the drummer for Green Day.
It is.
Yeah.
And the
Green Day cover band.
Well, the
Blue
lead
Knight
guitar player from Fish.
Yeah.
Just wasn't paying attention the last couple of 3 turns. That's weird. The last couple of 3 turns. Okay. Nice of Psylocke to use her telepathy to teach us all a local blabber. At least what? Jeez. Calling her a cow?
Come on.
At least she's good for something. So what's going on here?
Behold, Eminence, that renegade brought low.
It's Deathbird as you or me.
Yeah, me, I think. By blood and fire, I swear.
Eminence, we have Gladiator and Oracle.
One Cybolt for the god's love, the second for the master.
I think the voice is going to give this away, but we'll do it anyway. Who is a match for your psychic power, woman, and more?
Yep. What you doing, Cher? Quit your struggling here. You want to tell the whole world we be hiding here? Jubilee, c'est moi, Gambit.
I knew that.
Yeah, of course you did.
And don't call me Cher, Cajun. I ain't your sweetie. Devil, if you've heard her. Why ever should I harm someone, Gladiator, who may prove supremely useful to the cause? How fortunate as well, the same applies to you. Am I dreaming or do I know that voice? Your physical prowess is unmatched in known space, but you must face me in a different arena, wherein I am without peer.
Further orders, Eminence.
Deathbird has proven herself unsuitable for the plan. Dispose of her. Her sister Lilandra will prove an ideal alternative.
And the Earthlings.
Equally promising, if not more so, as breeding stock. We should have no trouble with the X-Men. After all, am I not their revered mentor? They will do my bidding out of the love and respect they have for me. If they resist, I will simply crush them, as easily as I have the Imperial Guard. By whatever means necessary, they will serve the cause, and when we have no further need of them, they will be destroyed. Next, Hopscotch. Not the name I was expecting.
Not what I was expecting. Wow.
Xavier is a villain.
Oh. That wasn't... And Magneto was also a villain.
Yes.
Everybody's a villain.
Well, we shall see.
We shall see.
We shall see. Whoa.
Whoa.
I'm still here. You're still here.
Yeah, man.
Whew. But that being said, next week, Execution.
And there's that.
Wolverine is wearing that outfit from the bar.
Yeah, he just went straight from the bar to this.
Yeah.
Which is pretty darn cool. 276. Wow.
Yeah, man. Now, I got to point out, this is the first issue where Marvel felt it was time to take that X-Men logo and do this to it.
Oh, yeah.
So instead of it being this iconic, well-designed, taking up a quarter of the page or whatever it is, now it's like taking up a third. So they're really pushing and warping that logo. And this is like, yeah, I'm done. Graphic design-wise, I'm no longer interested in the series.
Right, of course.
But they do this with most of the logos are on X-Men. They just kind of go for this refresh. And it is, as if the old logo wasn't working some way, and they just wanted to play around. So they're trying out a new thing. It sticks like this for a long time in this stretched out form.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay, then.
There you go.
Wow.
Hey, man. We got a few hours till the show, till next episode of 97. You want to talk for like 5 more hours on the line?
Nope.
Okay, then. So that brings us to the end of another episode. I'd like to thank my good buddy, writer of Group of 7, A Most Secret Tale, and Peregrine's Fights, Fiends, and Fisticuffs, Chris Sanigan. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you, Jason.
You're amazing. Thanks for that beer and that bubbly.
You're welcome.
Those really hit the spot.
Yeah, no, that was fun. It was fun
Good
having everybody over for a visit yesterday.
Yeah, I went to Guelph yesterday to visit Chris with some pals, other comic book creator pals, and we had a good time. Yeah, seriously, really appreciate the hospitality. You can find out more about our comics and upcoming appearances at group7comics.ca and follow us at Group of 7 Comics on social media. That's the media on the socials. Please click like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and share with us your take on this issue, X-Men 275, or any X-Men comics in general, or just something X-related. We're happy to always chat about it in the comment section below. And of course, go dig out your old back issues, trade paperbacks, essentials, omnibuses, DVD-ROMs, bootlegs, or hop on an app and read along with us next week on Previously in X-Men. And thank you, Bubs. Put on your air conditioners and stay Xy.
Yeah, stay cool up there. It's heat wave up here in Southern Ontario.
Yeah.
Stay cool up there, folks.
Everyone take care of yourselves, and we'll see you next week. And we'll chat, obviously, 276, and we'll chat episode 5, which I clearly can't wait for. And I hope everyone's doing well, and we'll catch up. All right. Cheers, guys. Thank you very much.
Have a great night.
I just wanted to kiss my own hand. You know? Yeah, I'm into it.
You're just practicing.
This is the good one.